So, how's everybody doing?
Great!
Good.
Fantastic.
Solid.
So, why we should love more? What is love? So, I'm a part of Midnight Golf, which is an after-school college readiness program. And last Saturday, I was applying for scholarships. And this girl was sitting next to me, and she asked me, what would I define as love? So, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not trying to even talk to anybody. I'm just trying to apply to a scholarship. I'm trying to leave. So, I didn't really know what to say. I said, love is a feeling in your chest when you walk into the room, when someone you like walks into the room, or you're doing something you love. Yeah, I didn't really know other than that. But afterwards, when she asked me that question, I had to think about it a little bit more. And I found some stuff out. So, before I start talking for the next 8 to 10 minutes, I need you guys to do me a favor. So, stand up without saying anything and give the person next to you a hug. And sit back down. Alright, so, it's third period. That might be a little weird, might be a little cringy. But that little thing could be the make it or break it for someone. Might be having a rough day. That little action is love. So let's go back to my first question, or this is my first question. What is love? Everyone's going to have a different definition depending on what you believe. But at the core, it is caring for another person. So let's look at faith. So faith is something that rules the majority of people's lives, and love is a part of every faith, every popular faith. And if you look on the board, there's Hinduism, there's Judaism, Christianity, there's Islam, and love is an essential part to all of those religions. So U of D is a private Catholic institution, and for the purposes of this presentation, I had to go to Catholic Answers and figure out the Catholic definition of love. So, the Catholic definition of love is a theological virtue by which we love God not only for Him, but for ourselves, each other, and everything. So I'm Catholic, and this is what I believe. And love is something that should be in everything and everything we see and everything that we do. So love isn't just a part of our friends or our family. It's not something we share with just them. Looking on the board. Like I said earlier, love is in everything and everything we do and everything we see. So I have a personal story why this connects to me. This picture is a little grainy, but this is Pepper Elementary School in Oak Park, and this is where I do my senior service. So I work with 4th graders every day, and there's a 4th grader named Khalil. And Khalil is kind of having a rough go of 4th grade. He's a couple years older, he's 11, most 4th graders are 9, maybe 10. And I spoke to my teacher, and she told me, her name is Miss Zoltowski, that anything beyond writing his name is a little bit challenging for him. So I work with him every day, and when I first got to senior service, he didn't like school, didn't like going to class, his teachers, he didn't like me. But I wanted to help him. I wanted to see what he was all about. So I spoke to the social worker, and she said that the teachers can't really do anything for him since he's so far behind. And it's nothing personal. There's 30 other kids in the class, but they can't give him the special attention and time that he needs. Back in 2016, he was part of a special education program, and that was canceled because of funding issues. And the school can't pay for him to stay back a year to repeat because that's too expensive for them. Okay, so I don't have a picture for this one, but love is in my family. So I'm a family-oriented person, and I have like a lot of love between my grandmother and myself. And the reason why we're so close is because we're both diabetics. The little like thing you guys see in my pocket every day. So I was diagnosed with diabetes at 3 years old, and my grandmother helped me manage my condition. So she passed away, but while she was alive, she was helping me every step of the way and helped me manage my diabetes up until now. So let's get into the science of love. So believe it or not, love is healthy for you. Most people don't tell you that. Love is healthy for you. It's good for you, believe it or not. Love lowers stress. So there's a woman, and her name is Julianne Holt Lundstad. And she is a psychology professor at Brigham University. And she says that love helps us cope. Having someone in your corner for advice or just someone to talk to can make the difference between having a breakdown and not having a breakdown. So what does that mean for us? Raise your hand if you've heard of something called common suffering. Okay, so common suffering is just like at U of D. We're all in this class, we've all done some projects late, we've all had a rough go of it at practice, something, anything. That is the community that we share. That's me and Kyle talking about doing Mr. Davidson's project at 1 in the morning. That's the football team having a problem. That's doing an all-nighter with someone else on FaceTime. Those types of things. You guys get what I'm saying? Okay. So love helps you live longer. Shout out to Dr. Jeff Berger. So Jeff says that a partner can encourage you to move more, be active, go to the doctor more often, and maintain your weight. So if all of these things are responsible, if love is responsible for all of these things, what does this really mean? So if you're going to go to the doctor more, you might prevent cancer or some cold or strep throat. If you're moving around more, you become fit. If you're having a rough time, you can talk to someone. All of this relates back to your health. So, love is like a drug. Have any of you been in Michigan during the summertime? Raise your hand. Okay, so it gets pretty hot, right? It gets pretty hot. So, have you guys ever had some iced tea, a soda, a nice ice glass, ice cold glass of water? Okay. So for those 3 seconds, everything's right in the world, right? You don't have to be anywhere, you don't have to go, do anything. Nobody's watching the news, nobody's thinking North Korea. It's just great for those next 3 seconds, right? So that is what love is. Love is a drug, believe it or not. So my last piece of research is a Harvard researcher. Her name is Helen Fisher, and she scanned 2,500 college students' brains and showed them pictures of acquaintances and then showed them pictures of people they love. So when the brain scan came back for people that they love, it lit up. Have you guys ever seen a science show or a news crime show and you see the brain scans? Right. So when the college students looked at people that they love, their brain was all over the place. And when your brain, or when you like someone, or you love someone, or you empathize with someone, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine, which is the feel-good transmitter, the feel-good drug. And that's here in the middle, in the green part of your brain. So we never really talk about love in society. Love is kind of like the thing that we need to talk about but don't talk about. It's in the same category as money, as sex, as drugs. It's something that we all need to talk about, but it's just over the line of, I don't want to talk about it. Um, it's really important to talk about love. You need to understand there are people in your corner every day that love you, and that that love is such a powerful thing. So, like I said, love can help you with your health, your community, and it could be that feeling in your chest, like I said earlier. Love could be brotherhood, and love could be those hugs. So, when you guys are out today, I want you to take a step back and think for just a minute that there is somebody in this school, in this classroom, that really loves me. Like, I'm loved by a few people in here. And the world would be a lot better if you loved them too.